Hello everyone, welcome to one more video of Special Biotonic. Students, we know that in case of multicellular organisms like human beings, the structural and functional unit of the body is a cell. These cells come together to form tissues, which in turn forms organs. Many organ forms organ system to constitute an organism. So students, in case of human being, these are the various systems present in our body and they perform various functions silently. These systems are directly or indirectly controlled by nervous system as well as the endocrine system. So students, in this video, we'll discuss about an interesting chapter, control and coordination. It mainly talk about nervous coordination and hormonal coordination. So watch the video till the end. Students, to begin with, let us see some of the differences between nervous coordination and hormonal coordination. Students, nervous coordination is a part of nervous system which mainly consists of neurons and supporting cells such as glial cells. These neurons secrete neurotransmitters such as acetylcholine. In case of nervous coordination, response to stimulus is fast, but the effect lasts for very short duration. This nervous coordination is supreme system in our body, which control all other systems in our body. Now, when we think of hormonal coordination, it is a part of endocrine system. In case of endocrine system, the basic cells are the secretory cells. They control the other organs of the body through hormones such as, say, insulin. These hormones are released in the blood and carried to the various cells of the body. In case of hormonal coordination, the response to stimulus is very slow, but the effect lasts for very long duration. This hormonal coordination is under control of nervous system. Students, you must be aware of hypothalamus. It is a part of nervous system. It is also called as master endocrine gland, as it controls master endocrine gland, that is pituitary gland. This pituitary gland is also said to be master of endocrine orchestra. This pituitary gland controls all other endocrine glands of the body. So students, in nutshell, we can say that hormonal coordination is under control of nervous coordination, and in toto, the body is controlled and coordinated by nervous system as well as endocrine system. Students, to understand the nervous coordination system properly, let us see the structure of reflex action and reflex arc. Now look at this diagram. We have studied this part of the diagram in our previous classes. We can see various structures such as receptors, afferent nerve, association nerve, which is followed by efferent nerve, which leads to effector organs. Students, when we receive the stimulus in the form of, say, pin prick on the skin acts as a receptor organ. It receives the message and the message is given to the sensory nerve. The sensory nerve carries this information from receptor organ to the CNS. Now, CNS in this case is spinal cord. The message is interpreted in the spinal cord and the response is given to the effector organ through motor nerve, which is also called as efferent nerve. So you can remember sensory as afferent and the motor as efferent nerve. So students, in case of higher animals including human beings, there is a centralized processing of the information coming from external world as well as internal world, and accordingly the body is controlled and coordinated. Now, the path traveled by the message from receptor organ to the CNS and from CNS to the effector organ is called reflex arc. That is, from receptor organ to CNS and CNS to effector organ. This arc is called reflex arc. So students, I hope you are understanding this. So from this discussion, we can understand clearly that there's a centralized nervous system in our body, that is in case of higher animals. Brain and spinal cord are at the center of this coordination, and informations are processed centrally, and depending on the stimulus, the response is given. Now, let us see the nervous system in case of lower animals such as Hydra. Now, this Hydra is having diffuse type of nervous system. Students, this Hydra is diploblastic. That is, the body wall is made up of two layers and it shows radial symmetry. It belongs to phylum Coelenterata. The nervous system shows two types of cells, the sensory cells and nerve cells. Nerve cells are actually interconnected to each other to form a network-like structure called nerve net. So remember the word nerve net. Now look at this diagram carefully. We can see that the animal is diploblastic. That is, it is made up of two layers, ectoderm and endoderm. We can also see clearly that this ectoderm and endoderm is separated by a connecting structure called as mesoglia. So remember the word mesoglia. Sensory cells are present on the either side of this mesoglia, that is in ectoderm as well as endoderm. In case of Hydra, nerve cells form two types of nerve net. I'll repeat again. In case of Hydra, nerve cells forms two types of nerve net. These two types of nerve nets are present on either side of mesoglia. This nerve net is connected to sensory cells as well as effector cells. Students, when Hydra is subjected to stimulus such as light or chemicals, these stimuli are received by sensory cells. They not only receive the message but also conduct it to the surrounding nerve cells. These nerve cells, through their nerve net, carry the message to effector structures such as epitheliomuscular cells. I'll repeat again. They carry the message to epitheliomuscular cells to bring about the desired actions. So students, in case of Hydra, there is a diffuse type of nervous system as the message is carried to the various direction from source of stimulus. Now let us quickly see some of the differences between nerve cells and sensory cells. Nerve cells are present on either side of the mesoglia forming nerve net, whereas the sensory cells are present in the ectoderm as well as endoderm. The nerve cells simply receive the message from sensory cells and pass it to the effector cells, but the sensory cell act as receptors as well as conductor. Please make a note of this. It receives the message and conduct it to the nerve cells. So students, diffuse nervous system is found in cnidarians, ctenophora, and even the gut wall of the higher animals including human beings. Now, this is a planaria. It belongs to platyhelminths, that is a group of animals with the flat body, that is flatworms. It shows centralized nervous system. Its head shows a pair of ganglia forming U-shaped structure. They are called as cerebral ganglia or cephalic ganglia, or even called brain. On the dorsal side, we can see a light-sensitive eye. Students, we can see two lines coming down from the cerebral ganglia. there are two ventral nerve cords. Ventral nerve cord are connected to each other by lateral branches called transfer nerve or commission nerve. This ventral nerve cord also give out peripheral nerves. Students, this animal shows sensory cells which are scattered throughout the body. So in case of planaria, there is a centralized nervous system, that is, the information is processed centrally in cerebral ganglia or brain. So students, there is a gradual evolution from diffuse to centralized nervous system in case of lower animals to higher animals. Now, let us end this topic with some of the differences between diffused and centralized nervous system. The diffuse system is primitive or less advanced, whereas the centralized is advanced. Students, in case of diffuse system, there is no central relay such as brain or spinal cord, but it is present in centralized system. Neurons are not differentiated, means there are no types like sensory, motor or mixed nerves. In centralized, there is differentiation of the nerve cells. Lastly, specialized sensory cells are present in centralized nervous system, which are absent in case of diffuse system. For example, we can see specialized rod cells and cone cells in the retina of our eye, which is a good example of the specialized sensory cells. So students, I hope you're clear with this topic. So do like this video, share it, and do subscribe my channel to get notification in time. Thank you.